Today I'm going to provide a review of the multi-pair expert advisor from Forex EA. This is an exciting new EA with a very impressive track record, and we've also had great results. We'll take a look at the vendor results and then compare them with our own real-time trading results. I'll also provide some very important information that you really should know before purchasing this, so stay tuned for that. So first of all, let's have a look at the vendor's website and see what they are promising. They're actually on the Forex EA website. They've got 7 EAs all on sale for the same price at $199, and we're looking at this multi-pair EA. If we go down, we see for that $199 we're going to get 2 licenses, but it's very important to know that this is just for the MT4 platform and not for MT5. It's going to trade on 5 pairs, it says, so it gives you the 5 pairs. A little bit of background on the actual strategy itself here. So it's got filters, it's got price action, support and resistance levels. I mean, it's all pretty typical. From the graph, it kind of certainly looks to have some sort of grid martingale going on, and we'll take a look and see if we can confirm that. You're going to get updates for free for a lifetime, so it's a lifetime license. This term we'll discuss further in the video, but that's a bit of a blanket term that needs to be taken with a pinch of salt. So let's go and have a look at the history. So we're on here. They've been trading on a real account since the end of 2023, and it's actually done great. Always prefer when there's live updates there, but I have seen this being regularly updated, so I'm not sure why that's not the case, but it seems to be doing ongoing updates and it looks okay. It's actually done amazing though. It's turned a $3,645 deposit into over $50,000, and it's made 20% a month, and it's saying it's got a drawdown of 37%. If we have a look at its drawdowns, we can actually see the largest drawdowns all happened by a long way in the first few months of trading. And then certainly we've got since March 2024 up till now, we've actually got much smaller drawdowns, like 6%. So whether they improved the algorithm or maybe it just didn't work well and gave big drawdowns, it was pretty unfavorable for the strategy, I don't know, but certainly since this time, the drawdowns to return ratios have been excellent. We can see here that they've actually traded 9 pairs. We'll discount this USD JPY, and they've all done very successfully. So it seems they've probably picked the best 5 to recommend traders to trade. 4,000 trades, pretty much over 70% win ratio. So it looks good from this. So they're saying to trade on 5 pairs, and that's what we've done. So let's now take a look at our FX Blue account. We've got it trading on our VPS here. We've had it on a $1,000 live Black Bull Markets account, and we are just trading the recommended settings on the recommended pairs, and we're uploading to this FX Blue link. So let's have a look. We've been trading it for over 2 months. It's been reasonably consistent between the pair. I mean, some trade more, but you know, it's a reasonably even spread. It's taking plenty trades on each one. We are having nearly 8 trades a day. As we can see, we've got a very nice linear balance line, very similar to the vendor. We're in a little bit of an equity drop just now, which is going to be typical for these kind of systems, but really it's made 25% balance, 13% equity in those 2 months, and we've got a monthly return, according to FX Blue, of 10%. Not quite the 20% the vendor's got, but still fantastic, and that's just to do with, I guess, the risk settings. In terms of symbols, 5 symbols, all making lots of trades, so we've got 300 to 400 trades there between them all, which is good for our stats, and we've got good profit factors, good win rates. So I mean, really it's looking like it's trading pretty much in accordance to what the vendor is actually describing how it will. We've got a slightly better win rate, in fact, so we're at 77%. So it does appear to be a grid martingale system, and let's now take a look and see if we can confirm that. So on our VPS, if we go and have a look at the settings, we're just trading the recommended settings, and we can actually see there is some money management going on, so it is trading some percentage of the account size. However, actually, by default, the martingale is set to 1, which is shown as disabled. So there's actually surprisingly no martingale on this system. So do expect some dips in equity to account for that. It looks like a simple EA to optimize for different pairs. So really you've probably just got the indicator time frame and the take profit and stop loss here. However, I wouldn't recommend necessarily doing that, and this is why. If we go to the vendor's website and go to the FAQs, we can see that they say, can you backtest the EA? Yes, you can, but keep in mind it's an advanced system that uses live data and you will not get accurate results. I have seen this happen sometimes with EAs. I prefer this not to happen, but sometimes they just don't seem to backtest well, and yet you put them on a demo account for a good number of months, and you seem to get really good results. So it can happen. It's not, I prefer systems that back test similarly to how they're going to trade, but it's not, some of these advanced systems, that can be a bit tough. So I don't necessarily like that, but that's just what they're saying. Then my point is, it's going to be a bit hard for you to optimize this, and I would probably just stick with the recommended settings and the recommended pairs. So how would I recommend using this to make profits? Well, really, I would recommend trading on a live account, or say an iFunds account, an instant funding one that doesn't have the third-party rules and stuff, so not a prop firm really. And I would recommend just trading the settings that are provided and the 5 pairs. You can, of course, then put it on your own demo account and check out the results, or you can trust these, or you can inspect the account we've been trading it on and keep an eye on that until you're happy. Maybe you want to see it for another month. Now, they say on the website that they can, as I said, I'll bring attention to that. They do say, we can trade this on a prop firm. Can be used for prop firm. And that's not my recommendation. You're not going to have unique trades. So usually prop firms, if you can't, make the strategy, if you can't tweak it and make it a unique strategy to yourself, they're very quickly going to discover that, you're using this EA, and just close your account anyway. So I wouldn't recommend using this on prop firms personally. Of course, I made sure to trade with a regulated broker on this live account, and in this case I chose Black Bull Markets, as they have excellent trading costs and execution speeds, which are of course very important in algo trading. Additionally, there's a great deal with Black Bull Markets. We can see here institutional accounts for $2,000, and so on top of their excellent trading conditions, they've got that. Now I'll explain what that means. If you use the link here on the Academy, we've got this, get 90% off the institutional account. And so instead of having to have a deposit of 20,000, you only have to have a deposit of 2,000. What is an institutional account? Well, it's got better spreads and it's got 50% off commission, and trading costs can certainly add up. So I would encourage checking out Black Bull Markets for that great deal. Now, there's one big warning with this EA. That is its refund policy. Always very important to check its refund policy. If we have a look here, we can actually see that they're very clear, and they just say it's a digital product and these items are non-refundable. Don't like that. Usually we'd like to see it, 30 days, no questions asked, money back guarantee. If you don't like the EA for any reason, don't like this policy saying that there's no refund. So just be aware of that. So, it shows very good results. We're showing good results, but yeah, be aware of that. So in summary, we do have a promising live account result that looks very similar to the claimed results and the vendor's results on their website. There's no refund policy, and we do have unreliable backtests, so it limits us in how we can trade this. It's a relatively cheap expert advisor, and it looks to make pretty large, consistent monthly profits, with the vendor making about 20% a month for 2.5 years, and our accounts for a couple of months making what seems to be about 10% monthly. And it also makes a lot of trades as well, so we get those reliable statistics reasonably quickly. I would definitely not take its word for it being suitable for prop firms, but for live accounts where you're willing to accept a little bit of drawdown, then it looks like it can bring some pretty consistent returns, as long as you set your risk right. We'll put a track link in the description, and if you're interested, keep an eye on that. Also, if you're interested in those results, along with the results of many other EAs that have been tested on live accounts, then please check out the VIP Club link in the description also, and take a look at this video reviewing the exciting new crypto investor EA. Trade safe and